Oheneba jollof season no ma sham ni odew.
Fried rice no kra dear.
Oheneba fried rice seasoning e ma me fridge frede. Aponchin kakra no me do Oheneba go seasoning na ye. Asam na me se ni ra. Oheneba seasoning powder. Ya woni beef, shrimp, noodles, any de keke ka ho. Anu so ye de aduane ne sham na me de no. Ubedie dibio. Enti obapa Oheneba spices abama yen. Aduane no aye de efise ni die ne nso. Aye de.
Oheneba spices. Dey.
E woja hodromu. Eto phone for 020-780-5398 and 0244-525908. FDA agi edwedien kratoi atom.
Yemo kwa badebaka siano so afi emunchiri mu ena edidi sui. Oswafo a wono ena ehwe eyamano ne enkita odi ensem so edema omai Ghana eyononyamfo Samuel Okujato Ablakwa wono a ene edwumtrene edema Operation Recover All Loot ora committee no wone sentrofo akasa na eno media general no no mo etwetwe nkomo ene wo kyese dwumadie na efra no Operation Recover All Loot ne ekoso papa no mo bo homoden pa wo se attorney general wo bo ne homoden wo ya ade papa no wonnawo ade eche ade sen se wote hono a wo hwe cases wo hwe nsem just wo pensem nkrata wo hwehwe mu said ye be ya wono mu a oman wo bu ya fa so anase sika fa wono mu sase ye betwe no aba begina mranim enye bini enu nti ononyamfo Dominicani ni wo ya de pa na oran so de ejina na so enya de ebegu de biara da we eye ononyamfo Samuel Okujato Ablakwa.
The Attorney General, Dr. Dominica Yini, has been working very, very hard. I mean, sleepless nights, finalizing dockets. The Attorney General is a meticulous man. Anytime you listen to him carefully, he does not want to go to court and give you a wiggle room to escape on some technicality or some sloppy investigation. So he wants to make sure that he puts his evidence together and he makes sure that it will be very, very difficult for you to escape. And so far, if you follow the prosecutions, the Attorney General is giving a very good account of himself. So I am confident that there will be retrievals already. If you follow the Attorney General's series of media engagements, you can see that we are retrieving as a country. A lot of confiscations have gone on, real estates, the numerous houses, hundreds of houses that have been confiscated. If those houses are auctioned, we'll retrieve some good money for the taxpayer. Many accounts have been frozen, loaded with our resources. And I am glad that a lot of that work is going on, particularly with the support of IOCO, the BNI, and other investigative bodies. Shiraj, OSP are also supporting.
And we ononyamfo Samuel Okujato Ablakwa na no watch say. Already any choda, any munson soda. Esan say a jigu pe abibia ebesei. And I'm more here to only ye share say ye bet me ajisika. Afa nipa binum ensase na anamo ayetu na enya na mo ayese ye de hwe won mo won mo afiri aban mu anaso wo ma bi konkon a da bi o mampani de we ya baba dua ho se de be ya ebeye nsen na ho e de ama won so a won mo aban mu no wudwuma a wudie bia no obebu nkompo ahwechi ubehu de ede ye obi enti ubema no kredi ade wani mesan se ubehu se wankasa won so se wan ma no kredi ani wanim na se won so kokɔ biara de ede ye obi no won so begina mu wo se bre bia Ombeko cabinet meeting no Mampani Mahama ebisa ese ora madru hemfa mama me update mumra me boy amane hemfa no madru de na ekoso enti ora de esti ho pinti na egusunsu ye dwumanya de ebeje guda.
I remain confident. I am an eternal optimist. I'm confident that Oral will succeed. Oral is on track. Yes, people want swift justice, but the wheels of justice grind slowly. And what matters is that there's that commitment. I can assure you that we are unwavering. Our commitment has not faltered. And all of us in cabinet keep discussing Oral. We're receiving reports regularly. And the president is insisting that we must make sure that ultimately a clear example is set, particularly for those of us in office today, that you will not be allowed to loot and you will not get away with it if you loot. And so I like the two-way approach. That is not only accountability for those who once held office. The president is clearly sending a message and he keeps telling us, I won't save you. I will not protect you. I will not be a clearing agent. So see what is going on, see what others are being put through and learn from that. and conduct yourselves, with accountability, transparency, and making sure that there is integrity that is defining your every move. So oral is on track. Oral will succeed because we have no choice. I mean, we have absolutely no choice. If oral fails, we are finished.
Ye ni anu ye bia na se ni akwan foforo bia ese ora ye betimi agina ho na ye dwuma no akọ awie ye pa esanse jigu a ye nyina ye wie na yanto aso ene ewo government accountability series ase na attorney general wono so eba bepie mo ewo honomo na obaye na kyese wode ne dwumadie esonkonde honkontabuo na face ba bia woduru na ode babeto eye ensentwofo enim ononyafo Dr. Dominic Anyini eba ye no kyese enyamre kra emfama eye Ghana ban anaso wono ankasa se wobetimi enya ononyafo kenoforiata se US aban no one channel hanas one channel soon free abruchimem ho no omra megina emranim wazi woni ekasei nipa no so a ye prese wobeba Ghana omra fie na yemfa ne nyina mranim no ono so wakwanya ese wono so betwitwa agene ho anas woni aban ne bekon se de beya ne extradition Ghana ban yanase Ghana Attorney General prese ebeba so yentwa na sunfa ne mra na eno so emma so enti wono de wobo ne ho moden pa na wonimi se ekono enyamresa onunya for Dominic Anyini.
There is sufficient evidence, to come to a conclusion, a reasonable conclusion that a crime has been committed, even though you still have the burden to prove that crime beyond reasonable doubt, right? Extradition may not be granted. So the basic point I want to make is that, yes, the principle of reciprocity applies, and I would have been very happy to hand over Abu Trika as I have done, and then get Oforiata quickly in return. But usually, the extradition proceedings take place in a court of competent jurisdiction. In our case, that is the district court. In the US, it will also be the federal district court. Now, mind you, the person who is the subject matter of extradition will fight it in court. So the American authorities won't just take my request and say, here you are, here is Ken Oforiata, and then here is his other accomplished, and you take them, and then they can face trial. It will have to go through court proceedings in the US.
Na wasi wani ekasei enra wanyane ntiase ononyafo kenuforiata ye papa no onti wokọ a lawyer for wo mo din akukuda mo won mo US pa na wanyane ntiase papa yi akọ han wo mo se wo mra megina mra me ntem gina for wo US court a eno so wode asem na akọ gina no eno nti wonim se asem na enye nmeresa efema no nanso wono onsuro kra esanse wonim entokọ a wono so ekon wo se obogana for amane se wo som eye o my Ghana na se Ghana akonwa so no Ghana office no hye a wo ye Ghana dwuman wo se de bekoso bia no omagana fo asote eno nti no wo boy amane ese ntokwa no enyamre into ntimi nka se enne ochina anase na wotwe besim anase afe ba ko edi anim ononyamfo kanoforiata kane for tesanfo obeba bedru oman mu anase o ma medru na emom no ni nyina mu no wonsuro lawyer fo de ononyamfo kanoforiata wo chese wakwakofa bi pa na enso wo no onsuro.
Yesterday, I got to know that he has hired some of the top lawyers in the United States of America, very experienced lawyers to, defend him. Now, I'm not afraid at all. It means that there's going to be a fight in the federal courts in the U.S. If the district court says no, he'll go to the circuit court, all right? If the circuit court says no, he's entitled to go to the, U.S. Supreme Court to fight his case. So, I cannot tell you that he will come tomorrow or he will come the next day, and I'm just being honest. Accounting to the people means being explicit and truthful. So this is what we are faced with. On behalf of the government of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, we have taken the requisite steps to bring him to Ghana to face trial. And if I were him, this is his home. He should just join the next flight and come here. Under my watch, he will not be treated unfairly. He will go through due process and be prosecuted just like any other person. Just like Kobina Edubohi or Hanan or any of the persons that I have filed charges against.
Ononyafo Dominic Anyini ne na wotie waso ono ne ononyafo kanoforiata o nka dan brafie ahayu fie enka flight na esi wono ma e ba betunu kra kokotram na bra mensuro ono oba ha o se onye obasabasa edabi obehwe wo yie pa obetreat wo yie emre nanimu ha na edu begira sedia yede ebi mu agina mranim ononyafo anaso owura edubo ahene wo makeka wona sa na se enye se oba beduru na hehe dabi o so betreat wo yie pa itigana ofie enti otie enka aha onunya for kenufuriata o de fa play na isi port na bra na yenya ohwe yento so na yenkopie mo ewo Koforidua High Court ene Koforidua High Court eko asetena na menim se na wunimu a ese aba wonom tie o suhum no nso no na egina eye Koforidua High Court se enkunimu a eye NPP amanyuko no dia ogina mu odiye ma onunyamfo Frank asie du bekwen wo chese wo na Yesu humra hye bedwane na egina court den afi ba kuni a court na atena se ene Justice George Krofa adai na etena adwam ebu de atemu no obai no se asam no ankosi bebia yetwetwam yato agu esanse adanse a ubetimi de a convince anasa adanse a ubetimi ede akyere sampa de koye nipa nkunimu a wodi ya ne yentwetwam ana yenyi nkunimdi mfirifiri nsem no adanse no esha adanse no emu nye dusa enti ne nyina mu no nso no wo hwe yere rase da bi entimi enkwa yisa enti yetwa wasem na wode ba yenim enya enyina so kase bia amfa nko eno na ononyafo Frank asiedu bekwen na lawyer for chese ene my lord papa nanka so de ba han wase yadaje wase agu ye hufi ye twa ne damage 500,000 Ghana cedis wontu ya emfa mayen na court hwe ya so da bi meji 200,000 ede amamo enti no da sem na de koda court no nanka se ebu ede abona court atwa ensem na naso wabo ede ato agu ononyamfo samo awuku wono ayem na hyebedwani ede mamanfo no makuapem nof no no ewo ho no bi boys abre owieye no ne central for kasa no se yani esopa ewo atemu a high court Koforidua ede ebaye no.
The Honorable High Court of Koforidua today and this morning dismissed the election petition filed against the Honorable Member of Parliament. The court dismissed the petition filed by the petitioners on the basis of not having any case annexed to stand on. The court was also clear in its mind that the cross-examination that which was undertaken by the very respected lawyer Gary Makuma for his legal team, gravely exposed the petitioner's lack of evidence in the petition that they filed before the High Court. Again, the respondent also, in acknowledgement of the ruling, also asked for cost and damage for the time wasted throughout the 1 year of the trial. Even though the petitioners asked for 50,000 out of the 500,000, the court, in its wisdom, granted 200,000 cost and damages to the respondent.
Eno eye boys abre ononyafo Samia Uku wono ene na yeti ye ebra wono ekokopie mo Koforidua High Court ene anopaya ena ensemi ebaye ene encheye na ensem na namoframa mu ne kyerese petition be se du na akwakodio mampani ensem enso ene kyerese abato commission ma meje mensa mami yenyina di anase yempamo no emfa emfiri honomo femfiri na konwa so na ensem ya boba ya amafo so we di aban na nsa wum we di aban na nsa wum na ene eye ensentrofo enya eye dwum churochrofo pani di ma NDC amanyoko eti aban mu na wono enebu Ghana ban onunyamfo fiavi fiavi kote hebisa de se papa asebi ase ye kan but yen kanwie onunyamfo ase dun ketia wono ye chairman wo se da bi EC must go yen clear no wonsonso ye general secretary wonsonso se yen clear no aden de na ekoso no so na enyame na meka wo mo hwe se de niama ekon se de niama te na abato commission no adwuma no mu hu so enye adwuma no mu nim ye omutimi nye ewo se omunyina wo moko ononyafo fifi kwete.
I'm not going to jump the gun. I want to say that if the petitions are submitted, let the due process be followed. I've said it on the back of that. For me, that's the biggest crime that can ever be committed. Any group that supervises that has clearly no reason to remain in. That's the biggest crime you can commit in any democracy. Take away what you call the right of people from meeting. So it's not so much about what I want, it's about what I think is wrong. If you could commission an independent survey to gauge the sentiment of the people of Ghana, I believe that a vast majority of Ghanaians will want them gone too. So I don't think it's anything to do with a general secretary or the national chairman. I think the people of Ghana would want them gone.
Ono nyamfo eye fifi kwete nene ena woti yeyi ese wase omontra itu no itu nda ho obeyusu omontra wo hwa ade ekoso no isi ene na ebedi akirefo no omo nsemfata omo sefata kura adwuma no omo ntimi nye ese de nkra ni bese na amehwie sana hwie ame nti yempamo no monko enti memfa wo entwa so na yenkopie mo ewo Africa Education Watch twomtia from Edu Watch Openi kwantrafo a wada no eye Owura Kofi Asare. Owura Kofi Asare akasare afa Ghana enhomasua ensam enho anase enhomasua enho. Na de awoka nyina ene se Ghana enhomasua ba bia frɛ ne TVET anase nsanodwuma ye kyerɛ nsanodwuma ye tete omanfo e de fan nsanodwuma ne sua ho no se betimi agina pa dia ene e wo se yetimi etoto eniama pa ne enye sika ebebo eho bra anase ye de enhye bi ebaba siwa sa enhye yi ena ebetimi abɔ ho bra enu nti no wo kyese e wo se etimi enya fotuo bi a eno bɛyɛ eto a enka yimpa enkrofo ebetua na se ganafo betua na eno bɛba bɛyɛ fotuo a afebɔ nka no betimi asiwo no ma ama sa ehumasua na sensa no dwuma ho teteye no etimi agye hini na agina yie ewo omayimu we eye Owura Kofi Asare.
There has been talk of a TVET fund. It is still not been operationalized. The minister says that at the end of next year, they will legislate. That discussion about TVET fund started about 12 years ago. In this year's Get Fund formula, 100 million was supposed to go to the TVET fund, but the fund hasn't even been actualized. I don't know where that money is, because the fund itself hasn't been operationalized. And so we must establish the TVET fund and then institute this skills development levy to enable TVET skills beneficiaries to contribute into the fund so that the fund will be used to support development of infrastructure, facilities, and learning to fill the gaps we are seeing so that it will complement the public budget allocation to TVET. The priority of government now is to end double track. Let me even go back. In the past 4 years or 3 years, the priority of the government has been to end double track. When you have that priority at hand and you know that all your double track schools are general secondary education schools, not TVET schools, it's likely that you put all your capex into general secondary. That's a challenge. So it's a very, very tricky situation. We have been silent on TVET for a long time, assuming that once it's TVET, they are trained here. But the reality is that it's not so. And so we need more voices. We are going to publish this report later in the year. We're going to have we must have a total reform of our TVET financing system.
Yo, Owura Kofi Asare, eno ono ena wotien. Mame fa nko eye Bolgatanga na yakopimo Bolgatanga Midwifery Training College na. Watchese one more how pa on more how Sukua yete ye afi apema henkro aduonum 1950. Eribesi na watchese suku no one makade ewo form isa. Ama one adisua enanso nso ewo form. Na enei na chese empanifo aye nyame one madom ama empanifo dia so ebo form a 3-story building abrosia to so miensa etwa so miensa 60 unit classroom block yesi ede ama wonom eno ena principal wono eda suku yi ano mechre ma me Haja Mary Lamisu wade eto eye empanifo won we twehye mo nyina anim se no kwasem Bolgatanga Midwifery Training College ni ye wo how pa nanka eye SS4 nanka wo mokọ double track nanso aha yenso yekọ double track ni biu esan se yakade ye wo classrooms ni eswa lecture house eswa enti we kwa kakraba we nso aba enkade anka lecture house ni bi wo na nkeso kra na nke betimi aye adwuma ntam nanso ebi eni ho no mo wo ba kade bi na ena ebi eni ha no mo mayentie principal no na no di semo ebra wo twa awmamu na wasisa edan ya wode wonom hawo atudwai.
We have reached that at least we have had satellite campuses all over the place. We have had all our students on campus, but infrastructure-wise, we don't have enough. So the first years automatically live on campus. Second years they have to go out because of the constraint in infrastructure. Then third years automatically will come, which is not appropriate. We don't have accommodation facilities. We don't have lecture theaters. So it's a challenge for us. We don't have adequate workers. The staff strength, we don't even have clearance. Most of our workers are casual workers, and so it's difficult. You have a situation where 100 students have to go in for a lecture, after which they come out. The same tutor will have to go in for another 100. But if we had enough classrooms, bigger ones, at least the 200 students could be in one lecture hall, and that would save should be able to put up at least classroom theater for our students.
Na Upper East Regional Health Director Dr. Brahma Abubakar what bo sukui one mabaso pa se no kwasem one makadie swa na so mbo homoden hu be hia pa ese betimi aso one masene abo wonum ewo akwani ese nyina emu hanu nti wono so kire se no kwasem sukui abo ne homoden enu nti e wo sempanifo nso etimi ebo sukuu no.
To sustain excellence, we must invest in one, continuous professional development for our midwives, ensuring they are equipped with modern skills and knowledge. To our fresh students matriculating today, you must be entrusted with the lives of mothers and newborns. Remember that every safe delivery, every healthy child, and every mother who survives childbirth because of your care is a victory to humanity.
Na eno no ensemu a ono so edibi epi so kan ye ese nokwasem ewose etimi ehwe sukuyi na yeboa wonom eso wonom asen ewo wonom akoni aba na face wonom akoni esedie mu no eno ene yete Dr. Brahma Abubakar woni Upper East Ghana Health Service Director nene eno no areshe yenwie kase na ewo obi mai so manimisam se enkaku a esi ewo Benin be se na wotwe atwamu enikra a woche se wonmu feli ye entimi amaso ni nyina Nigeria ban so manimu so de asrafo ko honom na no ne babeto odwa se Nigeria asrafo dom no ebi ewiemuhyen ekokogina Burkina Faso na msoma Burkina Faso aban eche saa nipa eduba akwa no wonmu se ewiemuhyen asrafo ewiemuhyen ni nyina ese wonom etietia Burkina Faso fo wonom eviem enhyehyeye wonum aniso wonum atiatia wonfa ahudi eso enunti wonum echi wonum kosieye beye ennafua ekube eduni ene de Nigeria aban ejai Nigeria eye Burkina Faso aban wonum ejai Nigeria asrafo eduba akwa nyina na afenso wonum yum hyense wonum ensan enko na woja wo na chese Nigeria aban chese eye empanifo enkitawudie na wonum di ya wotu wona edisimu na chese empanifo na etu na isima wonum ekasaye enti foreign affairs minister wa Nigeria ononyamfo Yusuf Tuga wano ede etu edwa epa Burkina Faso aban na afenso wonum asrafo chew ese Nigeria wiemuhyen etietia wonum wiemu hyehyeye efa hodie so enunti wonfa enche na oni nyina mu no wo chese empanifo na esi nkonya na empanifo na kasa ho sanse Nigeria ban na esoma empanifo eko Burkina Faso ma wonum kokasa ho a eko sere eko paachew eno echire ansana enei yejai nipa eduba akọ ni nyina nti samre di asrafo eduba akọ a wote yese wonum yumhye we Nigeria asrafo a wonum yumhye kosi Burkina Faso a eno nti Burkina Faso eche wo se wonum ni tumi so wonum eba no empanifo akasa ama waja wo mu nyina ese wonum enko yere kaseri nyina esi dia edi emu akotini bi ene se ononyamfo Samuel Okudja tabla kwa chese ora anas operation recover all loot wose ejina na wonum ebewie na wonum adi nkonim nso sanso ononyamfo America nyini attorney general chese wate ese ononyamfo Kenuforiata wa han a lawyerfo pa akukudam ewo US a wode eba be face Ghana attorney general se wo magana wo ma enso ono de nkeka no nko se Ghana infi wo mra onye ne hwe areshe kase ye mu sonso ena owura fifi kwete kire se isi abato commission na be de akirefo no ye mpamom yenye omo ase akonwa na won mo dwumadi ensani na ensemi no ka na metena se ne nwumre de bros nunum ne fa kase ena se ne nkoma Oheneba Spices na afin so Ohene no dairy powdered milk wonum na eso ya sen sika fam ma yenso de kase ne ebro se kewoki woni DJ dancer ba kope ono na streaming live on Facebook wonomo de Emma yen. Menso making come with the Oheneba Nyarko comedy wesi. Yami Adamo China, Yebesan, Eshiamu, Ebim.